The Edward Street Fellowship Center was originally opened in 1979, just up the street from its current location. The center houses a food pantry that currently helps to feed up to 700 to 900 families per month. The food comes from both donations from people in the area as well as from the Mississippi Food Network, Feeding America, and other donors. Today, Jacques and Eddie are working in the pantry, helping to distribute boxes of food to people who need it. The small boxes go to couples or parents with a small child. The larger boxes go to families with 3 to 4 people. Eddie has been working at the center since about June or early July 2005, which he dates based off of when Hurricane Katrina hit southern Mississippi. He explains that after Katrina, the old food pantry got mold in it and it made people sick. It made him have allergies and sneeze, so they tore the old building down and built a new fellowship center at its current location, which they were planning to do anyway because they needed more space. The new center opened in 2009. He asked me if I was filming for the news. I tell him no, it's for a class at the college. He asked if I saw the center on the news the other day. I tell him that I had missed it and asked what the story was about. He said it was about the good things the center does and how they help people through the Lord. Jacques also works at the center every weekday but Tuesday. He and Eddie both have been involved with the center since they were kids. Jacques told me how they would get picked up from Earl Trevelyan in the van and would come back to the center to work on homework and have Bible studies. The Boys and Girls Club worked through the Edward Street Center then. The center ran a summer program for the kids, taking them up to the YMCA to swim, on picnics, to Peps Point, and had pizza parties and Bible school. Today, the Boy Scouts and Girls program have replaced the Boys and Girls Club. Jacques and Eddie have been involved in the Fellowship Center since the 1980s and have become invested in its growth and success. While there is a lull in the traffic of people picking up boxes, Jacques takes me on a tour of the grounds and tells me about each part of the center. He begins by showing me the garden, where the spring greens are coming up. Last week, the Canadian students from Guelph came down and worked in the garden, filling in the raised beds and planting them for spring vegetables. It is the center's intention to be able to supplement the food supply with the fresh, community-grown produce. Then Jacques leads me around to the next building, beside the Fellowship Center. It's a small cinder block building, kind of yellow in color. Inside, Mr. Phillips is working on tiling. The building is being redone to be used as a clinic where people in the community can come to get their blood sugar, heart, and blood pressure checked. We make our way out the other side of the building, and on the other side of the parking lot is a large flat field that the center recently purchased. Jacques tells me how someone is going to come disc up the land soon, so they can plant corn in the whole back field and add to their gardening project. We walk around to get a better view of the field, and Jacques shows me a flower bed with some lilies and other plants in it that was just weeded by the Canadian students. He shows me the fig trees and tells me about when he was growing up, his grandfather had a fig tree that made big, fat, reddish-purple plums, but these figs make a smaller green fruit. He kind of likes the green figs better, he says. Back across the parking lot, he points out the cleared woods. Over there, the woods were being cleared out to set up a Boy Scout trail, maybe with 6 or 7 work sites where they can do activities. There's a creek back there, too. Maybe one day there will be a walking trail for people to go on nature walks. We make our way back into the building to end the tour. He shows me the room where they do Bible study classes in the evening. They also cook dinner for the people who come to study and serve it along the long side tables up against the wall. We make our way back into the pantry. A person is pulling up to pick up a box of food. Jacques goes over to help Eddie. They're about to close for a lunch break. The box pickup will resume later.